Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 51 of Gamestack Podcast, the best of both outer worlds. I'm Shalene, and joining me today is the lovely and talented Vendertron. Hello.
Welcome, sir or madam.
And also the equally lovely and talented Rick McVick.
Hi.
How are you guys?
You might remember me from other shows such as
This one.
Being the
And that one.
movie phone guy. Hello. Deep voice.
Hi, everybody.
man, guys, that intro music, it's every time is so good.
It is. It
It's
really
just
is
so
so
good,
good.
right?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know who wrote that.
I'm tempted every week to click over before the intro's done just to catch you guys chair dancing live on air.
Yeah, it kind of gets you a little bit hyped up. So
Can I just real quick interject and say I don't recognize anybody in the chat right now, and that's awesome.
we got
No, these
we
people
got
have been
some
here.
we got some new people in our lovely
Like
Discord that are
Vaccinator,
joining us this
Diffuse
evening.
Tib,
Yeah.
Pixelzated. I don't. I'm just dumb with names.
We got Mobius in there and 4 Mile.
I see that. I see 4 Mile.
Yes.
I'm just saying the people who are showing up.
We know these people, Rick. We know these people. Just you don't recognize the names. That's all.
When you work in customer
fine.
service every day, they all blend together.
You don't care. That's fine. We
One
understand.
big smudge of the human race.
You're a big star. You can't be bothered to know everybody's name. We understand.
I mean, the only person who gets that excuse is me because I haven't been here for ever.
It's really nice to be all together again, isn't it?
So, yes. I
Reunited
apologize
and
to
it
both of
feels
you.
so good.
And I apologize to our listeners as well. So,
Oh, and we all apologize as well for missing that Fallout show. I forgot the name of our other podcast.
We had another podcast.
Yeah.
we have another show?
Yeah, we do. We missed that one. We're sorry. Things
We'll
happened.
get there.
There was life that happened.
Life happens, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
The car died.
It's working though now, right?
No, the car that died is dead. And it
Right.
sold it to someone who's going to restore it. But I put my Mini back together, and I just kind of screwed the exhaust up a little bit, so it's just like, whoa. Do this tiny little like Mini Cooper, and it's just like down the road.
I'm still concerned that you're going to die of carbon monoxide poisoning.
I'm not gonna.
Just make sure
Look,
you drive
just-
with the windows down a little bit.
I get a little sleepy at stoplights, but other than that, I'm fine.
I'm going to be really mad if you die of carbon monoxide poisoning. Like, I'll never forgive you. But guys, this is not that carbon monoxide show. This is Gamestack Podcast, and we're going to talk about some video games. And before we get to that, we have a couple of things we'd like to mention. Gamestack is one of the top 200 video game podcasts in Sweden.
Hey.
Thank you to all our Swedish listeners. We love you, and please write in if you're one of these Swedish listeners who has made this unexpected Swedish fame happen to us.
Also, we accept shipments of chocolate.
Indeed.
So you can send them to our
Yes.
PO box if you would like.
Also, Swiss bank accounts. We accept those as well.
Yes, we need somewhere to put all of our money that we're making.
We just want the bank account. We don't want anything in it. Just the bank account.
And just a heads up, we will be talking about the Outer Worlds in this episode. All three of us have been playing it. We are very excited. There may be some light spoilers about the introductory sections of the game. We're not planning to do any major spoilers of the story, but if you want to go in completely fresh with no knowledge, this might be an episode you want to put on pause and come back to.
Yeah.
Buried
Just
in
throw-
the
just
backyard.
throw your phone, throw it out the window.
For
No.
the audio folks, I will have timestamps. So, like, I'll say, this is where you should skip to this time. So that way you won't get anything.
That's very
It'll
handy.
be like pick your own adventure. Like, if you wish not to hear spoilers, skip to 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Thank you.
That is very Outer Worlds
If
of
you think you should open
Yeah.
the door, skip to 45 minutes and 13 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Skip. Dead. Oh.
If you think you should attack the pirates.
Don't.
But if you are listening live and not on audio, please host on Twitch. Tell your friends about us. Help the show grow. We love it. We really appreciate all of your lovely love spreading this show around. And we do also want to welcome some lovely new people to our Discord server, Vendertron. Who are they?
Yeah, we've got some new Discordians. We've got Durka1988. Welcome. Rivi. Combobulator 123476. And also Mr. Rockstark. So welcome to the Discord. The Discord, have you guys been following this week, has been quite busy. Very, very busy. I actually haven't looked at our stats, but I should, because I'd be interested to see which channels are the busiest. But
I'm guessing it's the
lots
Outer
of
Worlds channel
lots of
today.
And Fallout
conversation in the
76.
Outer Worlds channel. Yeah.
That Fallout 76 channel has also been bananas.
The lobby's been really busy, and our new box spot channel as well. People are dueling and fighting, and I've died like 3 times.
I don't even know what.
Tell me
that
more
channel
about
is.
Boxbot.
Boxspot is it's like a game in the Discord server. And you get daily loot boxes, weekly loot boxes, and then you open them up and you get like steel knuckles, or you'll get like a bottle or nail clippers or something. And
Nail
you can
clippers?
there's all kinds of stuff. Piggy banks. It's like, and you can sell them, or you can keep them and use them, or you can use them on someone else, or I don't know. And they
So you
have,
can clip
and then,
someone else's nails.
yeah, and then you get injured because you clip too far, and then you have to take a health potion. And so I was doing pretty good on my first go around. I was, dodging bullets left and right, drinking potions, buying band-aids. And then I think it was Joshy Neurotic who owns the bragging rights of killing me for the first time. So
Nice.
I am unsurprised. I'm unsurprised to learn that Joshy Neurotic is a stone cold killer in the Boxbot channel.
Yeah, so I encourage everybody who's in the Discord, who's in the Boxbot environment, target everything at Joshy Neurotic. And let's get Vendor's Revenge going.
Did you say everybody's names?
I think so, yes.
Did we do
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Am I missing someone?
I just didn't remember you reading through the names.
I read through
You
them.
did? Okay.
There's 4 of them, so it's
I guess the
quite quick,
NyQuil has a lingering effect. I don't know.
There's a 2-week washout period
Yes.
there, Shalene.
We've discovered today that what NyQuil is to Shalene, moonshine is to Rick.
Yes.
If you remember those few episodes where I was like, I'll have a sip of moonshine beforehand.
Yeah.
No.
And we had to forbid Rick from ever having moonshine again.
It's okay. I gave it away. I was like, just get this away from me.
And
The devil
yes,
is Walter.
NyQuil is the same for me. I completely blacked out the last 2 episodes of Gamestack. It's like I wasn't even there.
Head hit keyboard.
Indeed.
That's like me in class every day.
As a Davik came up in the chat.
It's like, what happened? What happened? Well, if you would like to get onto the Discord, all you got to do, if you're listening live right now in the chat room, is just scroll down and click on the Discord link right below Rick there, and that will bring you right into the Discord. If you're already there, welcome. If you are listening to the show after the fact, you can find the Discord link on our Twitch page or on our Twitter, or you can send us a personal message and we'll make sure you get that information. But we didn't actually have any 5-star review shoutouts, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, I can't report back on things that are going on in Apple Podcasts, but we encourage you guys to send your 5-star review shoutouts. And if you give us 5 stars, of course, we will shout you out on the show. Leave us a little message, because we always like what you guys have to say about all of the great things that we do.
Indeed. First of all, we are very humble. Just talking about all the great things we do. I hate that. I feel so.
We do great things.
I feel so I feel so egotistical talking about like that. Okay, guys, let's do a podcast. We have some news. As always, thanks to Joseph Tao, our intrepid news director, for helping us compile the news. And everyone, this just in. Hey, Rick, tell us about the new releases.
Oh, tell you I shall. I'm very excited for this every single time we do this. And I haven't looked at any of these so far. So let's get started. November 1st, you can expect on the Xbox One Jalopy. And you can also expect Citadel: Forged with Fire on the
Jalopy
PC,
is
PlayStation
actually
4,
fantastic.
and
If you
Xbox
play,
One.
what? How do you know?
It was on PC. It's been on PC for a while. It's like a
Oh,
car repairing sim
cool.
game.
Daddy-o would
It's
like that
very
one.
silly.
Mhm.
Most
There you
enjoyable.
go.
Isn't Citadel Forged with Fire already out? That sounds very familiar.
Well, according to this, it comes out November 1st.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
maybe it's
What?
well, it's
What? Wait, I just seen the next one on the list.
yes, November 5th. You can get Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC, where it should have been all along.
What?
And
I
there was
wasn't
much
expecting it
rejoicing.
this soon. Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was this.
Anything
this early.
done.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Ugh.
Well, luckily I've already beaten it, so I don't have to feel rushed to get it on the PC. Although I think I will at some point, because think of the mods, people. Think of the mods.
It's gonna be great. I'm excited.
Gonna be
Guys, we
great.
can play
I
together.
really want to go rob banks together.
Yeah.
Do you realize how awful that's gonna go? And I am totally.
That's why
I'm
I want
on
to
board.
do it, Rick.
I'm on board.
Every time we play games together, it goes
Because
terribly.
because here's
Always a
what's gonna
trash
happen.
fire.
I will actually be Arthur Morgan, like, come on, guys, we need to actually do this, and then you two will be like going crazy.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be picking flowers in the corner.
No, body dies 5 seconds into it. Bender, what'd you do? Well, he looked at me wrong. And then Shalene caps somebody for their hat.
Yeah. Yep.
Also on November 5th, you can get Planet Zoo on PC. And then you can get Garfield Kart: Furious Racing.
I bet that's a
Furious.
real winner.
Furious.
Furious?
Furious Racing. PC, PlayStation
so
4, and
good.
Xbox One and Switch. Well, the reason I noticed it was because I was like, they missed their golden opportunity, and then I reread it, and oh no, they got it. Conception Plus: Maidens of the 12 Stars. PC, PlayStation 4. Conception is like El Prego, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting.
They're probably not maidens anymore.
No.
I don't even know. Just go to the next one. Just go to the next one.
No, the next one's got me rolling. Black Sad: Under the Skin. What is that even
Ooh.
supposed
Okay,
to be?
that one actually looks pretty interesting for anybody who was a fan of the Telltale Wolf Among Us game. It's some kind of anthropomorphic animal world, and you play as like a cat who's also a detective, like a noir detective.
That
looks interesting.
title is not
I know.
politically correct.
No.
The
No.
title is odd.
Just,
The title is
just-
odd.
It is very odd.
How you feeling today, Rick? Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, that's
third
not
person
good.
description, but never mind. So anyway, if you're feeling weird after that one, you can get Just Dance 2020 on November 5th for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, Wii, and Stadia. Wii?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Just
weird.
Dance is coming out for the Wii. That's
There we
true.
go. Ah, DDR days. Kids in their stovepipe pants with the suspenders dancing at the arcade. In the malls, those were good times. November 5th, you can get Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. Someone
Hey, that's
should
going to be
just
great.
murder whoever decided to come up with that name. Yeah, it's just going to be Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020.
Have you
Well, at
have
least,
you
like,
played?
okay. So, Black Sad, we didn't know what that was about, right? Like, that was not a descriptive
there's a
title. No, we didn't know what that's about.
It's a
But
line.
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, we know exactly what it's about.
You know,
Mhm.
you are
It's
right,
practically a
because-
small abstract.
Yes. Well, you were right. You're right, though, because I always say, like, why can't the games just say what they are? And this is exactly what they're doing. It's Mario and Sonic
Yeah,
at the Olympic
yeah,
Games
yes.
Tokyo 2020. And I apologize, whomever came up with the title. It is spot on. On November 6th, you can get A Year of Rain on Steam Early Access for the PC. Then,
No thanks. I'm good. It's got enough moisture.
No- Moisture.
Yeah.
November 7th, you can get Ritual: Crown of Horns.
A ritual
Peace and
colon,
Switch.
huh?
Ritual: and then, and then you can get On November 8th, Need for Speed: Heat.
Ah!
Speed: PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. And then, holy crap, it's Death Stranding on November 8th for PlayStation
It's
4.
really happening.
That one's bolded.
I am convinced this is going to be like, delayed. Look,
I still
did you
won't
guys see
believe
the
it
video
exists
today?
until it's in my hands.
I haven't seen the video, but I seen Death Stranding in social media, and I was like, "Ooh, something's happening."
Well, so they posted a video where Conan O'Brien gives your character an otter hat so you can swim in a river like an otter.
Yes, it's like a cute,
Hey, that's
adorable
great.
otter hat. And when Norman Reedus puts it on, he swims like on his back, like you see otters. It's bonkers.
And it's Conan O'Brien in the game. Like, his name is Conan O'Brien in the game. It's not just like him playing a character. It's like, hi, I'm Conan here in Death Stranding. Here's an otter hat. This game could not get any more otter.
At this point, that was a good one. At this point, it would be easier to list who isn't in Death Stranding, I think.
John Wayne, only because he's dead.
Oh, dear.
That didn't stop Carrie Fisher. Look, I just don't think... I don't know what this is going to be.
I'm not sure Kojima knows what it's going to be.
What got left on the editing room floor? And the answer would probably be nothing. Reminiscent of never mind. How much weirder could this game get? None weirder.
Now, don't get me wrong, though. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I will be playing this. Of course, I'm going to buy it. I have to see what this is. It's probably going to be a waste of $60. Is probably what it's going to be, but I have to see what this is.
Even if it's as weird as the videos are, I don't think it's going to be a waste of $60. I think it's going to be like one of those things that doesn't make sense, but you're glad you went on the ride anyway. Mm-hmm. You're like, that was 3 tabs of acid, but boy, that was cool.
I do tend to justify things like that, though, because it's for the podcast. You know, I have to buy it so that you guys don't have to.
Vendors just looking astutely.
I think that same rule applies for makeup.
It does, yes, it does.
Yeah.
And just before the show, everyone, these gentlemen were telling me that I was the grown-up on the show. Little did they know.
Oh, you are still. Anyway, also on November 8th, new Super Lucky's Tale comes out on the Switch. And then Disney's Sum Festival. Sum.
They actually released a special edition of the Switch for that game. I don't know what that game is. But the Joy-Con that are with that Switch are so cute. It's pink and purple, and they have cute little decorations. I wish you could buy just the Joy-Con set, but it comes with the whole Switch.
Okay.
Well, anyway, whatever Sum is, you can find out and play with it on November the 8th on the Switch. Then, also on November 8th, you get Jumanji: the video game. PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch.
Guys, this is literally Jack Black in Fortnite.
Is it?
That's literally what it is.
Well, how bad could that be?
It's not bad. Yeah, that's weird. The trailer is weird. Okay.
Well, it's not like it was gonna... I don't think it's gonna be a hit. Has there ever... we should do that. We should have a show devoted to video games from movies, like movie spin-offs, and see which ones are actually any good.
That's a pretty good idea, actually.
Yeah. Again, doing the show on the show.
Somebody write that down out there in listener land and remind us.
Whoever's taking notes for the show.
One of our mods will do it because they're amazing.
Also on November the 8th, you get Layton's Mystery Journey: Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy Deluxe Edition.
Oh man, you really strung that one out there, buddy.
On the Switch. I didn't string it out there. They did.
Now, that's actually a very good puzzle game. If you liked the previous 7 or 8 Professor Layton games, you're going to like this one. I've played most of it on the DS. I never finished it, though.
Well, Shalene, if you don't want to play that one, then the next game is definitely for you. Romancing Saga 3. PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, Vita, Android, and iOS.
I do like a good dating sim.
Yes, you do.
You
I don't
said
know
that in a
why.
creepy way.
Yes, you do.
I don't like them
No,
that much, dear.
I don't. I guess it's the same. Is it the same thing as like those steamy romance novels? You think like
I don't know. I don't read steamy romance novels really.
mm,
Um,
the pirate captain pulled aloft his
yeah, like the
rigid
bodice
sword?
rippers, like yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
I
Rune
guess that's
2.
like the video game equivalent. I don't know.
I guess I'm asking for a friend. Rune 2 comes out on PC for November 12th. Gollum, PSVR. You can assume the role of Golem. No, I don't know what it is. On November 12th, and Stormland comes out on the Rift on November 14th. A lot of games coming out for VR. It looks like, well, at least two. Two's a lot that are standalone VRs. So I don't know. I haven't even tried No Man's Sky VR yet. So
Really? That's
yeah, I know.
surprising.
Well, I found out it might not be for the VR set that I have.
That's
Oh,
unfortunate.
So,
well,
um,
I heard that
well,
it's very good, so hopefully you do.
yeah. Trax comes out on the Xbox One on November 14th. And Sparklight comes out for PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch also on November 14th. These guys are really keeping these names short. It's not fun anymore.
It's all
Uh,
right.
Age of Empires 2, the definitive edition. There you go. That comes out on PC November 14th. Also on November 14th, you can expect to see Bee Simulator. I guess it's
Guys,
just
this
a
looks
dying
really
simulator.
good.
I want to know what Bee Simulator is. Tell me all
You
about
just
it.
die in
It
droves.
looks really good. Basically, you're a bee, Secret Life of Bees. And you do your business in and out of
Your
like
business.
hives and like
Do you get to make
getting
honey?
nectar and little flowers and doing the things, and it's just
Can you
great.
sting
Stinging
people and
stuff.
put them into anaphylactic shock?
Yeah, it's just a little prick. But anyways, can't wait to be a bee. Gonna play that one. Yeah.
I can't
Never mind.
believe you said that.
Mm.
Come on, honey. Let's do the next one.
Ah, Beehive. Paranoia:
Son of
Happiness
a-
is Mandatory comes out for the PC on November 14th as well. For you Star Wars fanatics out there, Star Wars: Jedi Fallen Order comes out for PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. I thought I would have more time to play these two games I already got
I
before
want to
this
play
came out.
that one.
No, me too.
It's coming out too soon. I'm only gonna have like 7
2
days to
weeks.
finish Death Stranding.
So
many
much
games.
overlap. Man,
Jalene's gonna like.
you should
could
probably take some vacation.
I should. I can't though, man. I'm so behind at work. The piles of paperwork on my desk are like out of control. It's ridiculous. It looks like in movies sometimes they'll go into like the archivist's office and there's just piles of paper all over the room, stacks of paper, stacks of books. That's what my office looks like right now.
Hey, go green.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you need to like create a system of PDFs or something. Start using a tablet for God's sakes.
I mean I have digital backups of everything, but it's government and I have to keep paper archives as well.
Well, have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a great time.
Also on November 14th, Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield comes out for the Switch. If you're into that sort of thing. November 15th, you also see Tokyo Ghoul: Recall to Exist.
That sounds good.
PC, PlayStation 4. Maybe this is a typo, but I don't get the recall to exist. I don't know. It just looks weird in the type.
It does
Anyway,
look weird.
Astroneer.
But I just had a really good idea for a game name. Tokyo
Ooh, what?
Recall.
Tokyo Recall.
You know, Total Recall, Tokyo Recall.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's just
On to the next
It's gonna be
one.
rude. Astroneer comes out on PlayStation 4 for November 15th. That's already out on PC, isn't it, Vendor? Like you play that,
It
right?
is, and it's great. So congratulations to the dev team getting that on a console platform.
It's on Xbox. It's been on Xbox.
Getting that
for a while.
on PlayStation 4. Good job.
Good backpedal. Great backpedal. Beast Quest is on the Switch November 15th as well. Also on November 15th, you get Terminator: Resistance. Resistance.
I don't want to talk about it.
PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. You have a tiny sphincter. On December 3rd, North America. Shenmue. 3. There's 3 of those. 3 of those names. On PC, PlayStation 4 on November 19th. And then on November 19th, you get Google Stadia launch.
Yeah,
However,
that's exciting.
that's going to go.
Hopefully it goes well for them. We'll see.
So you know how Joseph always puts the AAA, stuff that's expected to be quality in bold?
Yeah.
Well, I will note that Google Stadia is not in
Not
bold.
in bold.
It's
Not
not
in
in bold. Archon says Terminator needs some fiber. He's getting old.
Indeed.
It's
Against
not a tumor.
Metamucil.
There's too much resistance in my colon.
Oh. Oh boy.
Get to the doctor.
All right. So also November 19th, you can expect Bubble Bobble 4 Friends, like 4 the number 4, so you know it's quality on the Switch. And then you
What
get
if you don't have 4 friends though?
you either get Bubble or Bobble. On November 21st, November 21st, you get Asterix and Obelix XXL3 : the Crystal Menhir. What is that, Shalene? You can pronounce things better than I can.
Nope, not gonna try it.
Menhir?
But I will
M-E-
note that he did not mispronounce asterisk. This is Asterix. He
Yes.
pronounced that correctly. It was not a
Asterix.
mispronunciation of asterisk. This is a made-up word.
XXL3 : the Crystal Menhir. Menhir. You do your own
Menhir?
pronunciation. Menhir.
Menhir.
PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Civilization 6. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One comes out on November 22nd. And then also, this one has me curious because it sounds like a knockoff. Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts. PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One on November 22nd. The PlayStation Plus and games with gold are not announced yet because it is still about 7 days till November. But we do have some sales coming up for you. Vendor, did you want me to take this or do you want to do it? Because you added up.
Do you need a little break? A little break?
No, I'm good to go. It's
And
up.
keep on rolling, brother.
All right. So, time for some spoopy Halloween stuff. PlayStation Network sees some scary sales.
Guys, I just realized we probably should have had like Halloween costumes on.
We
not
even
Halloween.
have a Halloween background, and we're not using it.
Yeah. We didn't plan that one very well.
No.
Anyways,
We don't plan anything very well.
Continue.
Okay.
Rick's trying to improvise, but
I was I know. I was looking around like I thought I had a mask laying around.
I got nothing.
Why I thought
I
that
got
I had a
nothing.
mask laying around makes no sense to me.
I have some masks in the back of the room from E3.
are
Don't
they
look
like,
at me like that. It's not.
Are
It's
they like
nothing like that.
cleansing masks?
I do have some of those as well. Yeah.
Safe word masks.
Okay, move along. I'm sorry.
I've got
I'm
the
sorry. I
suit-
said
I've got,
anything.
I've got that suit from Pulp Fiction somewhere.
I've got a
so-
Ninja Turtles onesie somewhere around here. I don't know. Yeah.
So the spoopy games you can get on the PlayStation Network. This is in pounds.
Ooh.
Is it really?
It's in euros. Hold
Well,
on a
it's
sec.
from Eurogamer. It's a Eurogamer article.
All right. So
We have
congratulations,
European listeners.
our
Just roll
European
with it.
listeners.
Yeah.
They
All
have
of
to
our
put up with
friends
our
in
U.S.
Sweden.
dollars all the time. So
Okay, so here we go.
This is for you,
this is
Europeans.
this is exclusive to you other side of the world. You can get such scary games as World War Z for $15.99.
That's like $100 Canadian.
You can get Vampire for $15.99. A Plague Tale: Innocence for $22.74. Wolfenstein: The Youngblood Deluxe Edition for $15.99. You can get Dishonored: The Complete Collection, but it's not the definitive collection, but it is the complete one for $18.99. You can get Doom for $4.99. Blasphemous for $15.99. Dying Light: The Following Dash Enhanced Edition for $15.99. You can get Life is Strange 2 Complete Season for $18.99. I believe that's recommended by Shalene and Vendor here.
Well, we don't know.
It
We've never
is.
finished it.
Ooh.
Get cracking.
I'm not bitter, though.
If you were
Dang.
to shoot an arrow towards my heart, bullseye.
Soma. Well, it's in all caps. So Soma for $3.99, and then Kingdom: New Lands for $1.79.
Boy, I'm glad that's over. Woo.
All
Yeah.
right, so
Okay.
that's for the PlayStation Network Halloween sales. Then you get some spoopy Steam sales. Ooh.
I love
And
this. I love it. So good.
This one, so the Halloween sale for Steam is October 28th through November 1st. And Friday the 13th is going to be on sale. Soma is going to be on sale. Salt and Sanctuary and Hollow Knight are both going to be on sale. Dead Cells as well. And then Resident Evil Dark Pictures Man of Medan. And Blair Witch, you could probably get them pretty well for cheap. But some upcoming Steam sales too is the autumn sale November 26th to December 3rd. And then they have a winter sale coming up later. Let's see. Epic Game Store. You can get some Epic games on the Halloween sale. And you can expect such games such as Borderlands 3,
Mhm.
Atomic Crops, Control, Hades, Trials Rising, Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series, World War Z, Ashen, Observation, Rainbow Six Siege, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, Darksiders Tree, The Omen of Sorrow, Sinking City, which I think is the Lovecraftian one. Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter. That's what I took home last night, it seems. Close to the Sun, The End is Nigh. And For Honor, The Walking Dead, the Telltale series, the final season, Stories Untold, The Walking Dead, Michonne, Telltale miniseries, and so forth. It keeps going on there. Thimbleweed Park, Alan Wake, This War of Mine, What Remains of Edith Finch, Inside Limbo. There's a lot of different. Oh, and then the rest of the Walking Dead stuff.
Rest of the Walking Dead. So
Some
that
of those
seems
games are really excellent.
that seems
Yeah,
pretty
that's a good
fitting.
sale.
You know, it's Halloween and stuff. So
Halloween. Brah.
You should add in the Halloween theme song in post, the one that you made last year. That's a good
F13.
song. Yeah, that's a good one. It would be spooky.
I don't know why that voice is so fun to do. Just
Hey, and you're very good at it.
yeah, I need
I think
like
you should do the
my,
rest of the show in that voice.
What is it like?
no.
I played the outer world.
I want to suck
like
your
it boils
blood.
down to a it boils down to just like a, to me, where does it come from? I don't know. It comes from like, I guess like a 1930s idea of what was supposed to be scary,
Yeah.
like almost Orson Wellesy. I don't
Have
know.
you seen like some pictures from the 1930s of like people in Halloween costumes?
It is pretty terrifying.
It's
actually.
terrifying. It is terrifying. It's
Mhm.
like people in like wheat sacks, and it's like, and you're like, I'm gonna have nightmares now for the next 3 nights, but it's fine. Yeah, it's great. They
took
knew how to
actual
do horror.
guns as cosplay.
Yeah, actual guns when it was okay.
Is it loaded?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. Anyway, there's a lot of games coming out. There's a lot of games that have just come out, and the stack is getting higher.
Mm-hmm.
And the end of the year is coming nigher. I don't know. Anyway, I'm done.
So I just
I
might
don't know
mire.
what's going on here.
The fire.
But I
was-
do have a slightly better idea of what's going on at Ken Levine's new development studio.
Oh. Tell us, Shalene.
Yes. BioShock creator Ken Levine, after BioShock Infinite was released in 2013, this is from a GameSpot article by Richard Wakeling. And after the release of BioShock Infinite, Ken Levine decided to reduce his team to work on smaller narrative-driven games as opposed to the big AAA things that they had been creating previously, such as the BioShock series, BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite specifically. And they changed the name of the studio to Ghost Story Games. So it's been a minute since this happened. We don't really know. We don't really know what's been going on. We don't know what he's making. It's been years, and the details have been few. But he did post for a job. Well, I doubt he did this himself, but the studio posted for a job. I don't think Ken Levine handles his own job postings. I'm sure someone in HR does that.
How much did they downsize?
But the job posting is for a cinematic narrative scripter at the studio. And it shows that Ghost Story Games is working on a creatively ambitious project in the immersive sim genre. And those with a passion for narrative first-person shooters and first-hand knowledge of design for shooters, immersive sims, and or action RPGs is a plus. So that does seem a little similar to some of his previous work, like the System Shock series and the BioShock series.
I feel like I should apply and be like, well, I've never released a AAA game, but as far as like passion for narrative first-person shooters,
played a
I can
bunch.
shoot. My life is in first person because my eyes on my head, and then the whole like ambitious immersive sim genre. My life is one big tragedy, so I know how to write that. I'm good for the job. That's how
Just
I'll
put
get
that on an 8.5 by 11 in crayon, and you're good to go.
In crayon.
it. And then I'll circle the two little wet stains and say teardrops.
Are we going to be your references?
Please don't.
Have them call me Rick. I will
I
get
don't
you
know
this
if I want to
job.
be a character
I-
reference
I-
for that.
After all this kerfuffle with Bethesda, I'm like, do not want to work in the game industry anymore.
Yeah, but you know what? That was like, I don't know what it's like in the US, but in Canada, the average number of jobs a person applies for before actually getting like an interview is around 25 to 30 applications.
Yeah, it's about that sounds about right.
Wow. We don't even have 25 to 30 places to work where I live. Like,
well, urban, rural, it's obviously different. but
yikes.
It's, yeah, that's pretty standard.
Wow.
But anyway,
Did you guys know, just side note, Game Pass Ultimate for 1 month for $1 right now, and you can play
Ah.
BioShock Infinite on there. I know we were talking about
Nice.
BioShock, so just a
Also,
reminder.
the Outer Worlds.
Yes,
Yes,
Outer
that's
Worlds
how I've been playing
also.
Blair
Mhm.
Witch is on there. We mentioned that earlier.
Mm.
Gears 5 is on there. There's a lot of good stuff to be had on Game Pass Ultimate.
Interesting.
You know what's not coming to Game Pass Ultimate? The Last of Us 2. It's also not coming to PS4 for a little longer than we expected it to. The game has been delayed into the month of May. They didn't really give much reason why, but The Last of Us 2 has been delayed. It's only very recently. I feel like it was on the last episode of Gamestack that we announced the release date had been confirmed. So I'm not sure why they would name the release date when they plainly were not prepared to hit that release date. That seems odd to me. But I mean,
Maybe they were forced.
I'd rather it be late than bad, but
Oh, maybe it was one of those things that was like the very next day they're like, dude, we lost a whole server, and they're like,
maybe there was some kind of catastrophe.
they're like,
Possibly.
great timing, Ted.
Yeah, poor Ted. R.I.P.
By the way, you know that I don't know if I said this here, but you know Karen, right? The ethos of Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the May I See You manager. Did I ever tell you the male name for Karen? Or,
Mm-mm.
well, like the male equivalent name? Dennis.
Dennis.
That's the
Now,
dude
where do you
there.
get that from?
I don't know, but like Dennis will walk in and he's got like a quasi bowl cut with glasses, and like khakis that are just too high, and like a button-up shirt with no belt that's tucked in, that's Dennis.
Okay.
Just saying. Dennis is like the Karen, but
Are Dennis and Karen a couple?
I bet you they would be.
Um,
Their son's name is Connor.
yeah. I used to work with a Karen, and she was definitely a Karen. She was probably the most Karen of all Karens I've ever met.
I sent you guys this picture on my way home. I
She
always pass this.
She had like all these like project management planning programs that she made everyone in the office use. I saw her not too long ago. She now has a bob Karen haircut.
Nice. She went full
I'm like,
Karen.
boy, you went full Karen. You leveled up, girl. Yeah.
I have to
She's
get a picture of
embraced
this.
it.
I
Mhm.
pass a personal like business on the way home from work, and it's just a sign in the middle of weeds that says Karen's Hair Designs. I'm not joking. Karen has a hair studio.
And it's like one hairstyle that she sells. That's good.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
That was my fault, I think.
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, I blamed Ted for the delay of Last of Us.
Yeah. That's too bad.
Shalene's
Oh well.
look at Shalene. She's
I know.
just waiting for us to be done so she can continue on with the show.
Hey, it's entertaining. It's entertaining. I could listen to you
That's why
guys
you're
read the phone book. You're the best.
That's why you're sitting there with your chin on your hand.
That's how
'cause
I
it's
sit.
entertaining.
That's
One
how
day
I sit.
I'm going to stream reading the phone book.
I think you should. I would watch it.
I'm gonna do it for like 3 hours.
I would tune in. Yes. Something that's in the phone book is ads. And ads are a thing that are still very important to print media. And ads have appeared to have leaked Diablo 4. Diablo 4 is apparently going to be a thing. This ad for a Diablo art book lists that it has art from Diablo, Diablo 2, Diablo 3, and Diablo 4.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so of course Diablo 4 does not exist yet. I mean, maybe it does, but we don't know about it.
Oh,
so,
dear.
yeah. Maybe this is something that they're planning to announce at BlizzCon. The
Now, who
art
is it
book
that
is
likes
supposed to be...
Diablo?
Pardon?
Is it who is it that we know that really loves Diablo?
I think Liz likes Diablo.
Yes.
Oh.
I wonder if she's read this yet.
I don't know.
Anyways, continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
Oh
you.
no, go right ahead. You just interrupt away. But it is stated to be available on November 3rd, which will be the final day of BlizzCon. And there's also a streamer called Metro who has done some leaking of Blizzard related things in the past. So this is not confirmed information, but this is a source that has provided actual information in the past. He says that Overwatch 2 is going to be revealed as well. So we'll see about that. I don't know. I don't know that Overwatch 2 is really a necessary thing. I feel like it's a game that still has legs now, and I feel like they would make more money just continuing to invest in the platform they have. But I don't know. I don't know
how this works anymore, but the only thing I could think of when people make a sequel to a game like that, it's because the engine has changed to a point where they adopted a new engine.
Mm-hmm.
So that would, to me, probably warrant another one, just because they can't somehow shoehorn it into, or shouldn't shoehorn one engine into another, 76, and then see how that works out. So,
Well, there it is.
Anyway, if you're a fan of either Diablo or Overwatch, or maybe both, that's something for you folks to look forward to.
Yeah, sounds like a real disaster.
Yes, and that leak was not the only disaster, Vendertron. It was not.
Oh, tell me more.
Ubisoft had a few
Oh.
disasters. Yes. Ubisoft, okay, I'm going to start off by reading some Joseph Tao commentary.
Oh, Joseph, coming in.
I really enjoy the Joseph commentary in the news drops. He says they really need to pull back on these Tom Clancy games. Division 2 and Breakpoint didn't sell as well as expected. They're not being reviewed well, and people aren't buying them in the numbers Ubisoft wants due to the repetitive maps and bugs. I'm always okay with more time for a game to come out, but this also seems like these games are being made to launch on new gen and current gen with the current release window that is given, and that could cause issues for these games running on the new hardware. So what he's referring to specifically is that Ubisoft has delayed Watch Dogs Legion and numerous other games. Basically all of the announced games were delayed. Rainbow Six Quarantine, Gods and Monsters, all delayed into spring 2021. Following lackluster sales and critical performance from Ghost Recon Breakpoint and also the Division 2. So, which is a real shame. Division 2 is good. Y'all go buy and play Division 2.
Well, the funny thing is I was talking to a friend of mine who was really into the Ghost Recon games, and he was really into the first one, and I was like, dude, the whole like counter snipe issue that I've harped on before is a problem, and blah 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 blah. And he's like, yeah, but they said they fixed it in the next one. So he's been playing Breakpoint, and he told me, he's like, apparently what they did was in the first one, it was a bit more realistic in the sense that like when you found an Uzi, you're like, oh, look, it's an Uzi. It does what an Uzi does. It goes, and the clip's gone, and then reload. And it's just the damage. In this one, it's like, oh, I found a level 4 Uzi, and then this is a level 5 Uzi. So I'll drop that one. And like they've made it a loot and shoot. Like they took the Division and like smushed it into Breakpoint, and he's like, they didn't need to do the looty shooty thing.
Yeah, we already have one of those in the Division.
Yeah,
Ghost Recon's a different thing.
There's other things too, and I recommend anyone who's interested in the game to go. And I posted this in the Fallout 76 channel too, the Yahtzee review of Ghost Recon Breakpoint, because the end of that video has a rant about how the game companies these days, especially Breakpoint, are adding monetary value on things that they can just make out of nowhere, like in-game currency, and it breaks apart any sort of capitalist or any sort of like commerce, whatever. I can't
the
remember how I said
economy.
it like breaks the whole
game?
like real economy. No, just like in general, it's like it's just, you're paying for something that doesn't take anyone any effort to make more of, basically, because it's all digital stuff. You just Control-C, Control-V your way through it, yet you're paying someone to do that action. And apparently Breakpoint is really really bad with the microtransactions for cosmetic stuff. I don't know. It's just it's one of the big things that I've heard about it too. But anyway,
Interesting.
I'm done my.
Thank you. I'm glad you shared that.
Mhm.
But
I
don't
never
put
can
away.
tell if you're being sincere.
I'm always
Interesting. Thank you.
sincere.
Like if I
Rick.
give a speech at school and the principal's like, "Thank you, interesting. Glad you shared that." It's like,
Rick, if I didn't mean it, I just wouldn't say it. I would just cut you off. I've done that plenty of times in the past.
Mm-hmm.
On every other podcast we've ever done, basically. I've cut you off at least once. So. But that was very interesting, and I appreciate your contribution. Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
I've been going to too many corporate meetings.
The only thing missing here is a gold star.
I need
Here's your
to get some that
participation
could
trophy.
pop up on
Yeah.
on
Your gold
OBS.
star.
I could just,
Second place.
I could just put a little ribbon right there.
At least you know you tried.
Yeah.
Yes. A for effort, dear. Don't step down off your soapbox yet, though, Rick, because we're gonna talk about Bethesda.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody's been waiting for this. We're gonna have to tweet this show out also on the Fallout account as well, because the people want to hear our thoughts, I believe. Bethesda has announced a. I'm sorry, I lost it. Vexinator in the chat posted a star.
Always
Purple star.
delivering.
A purple
Always
star.
delivering.
He's like, not a gold star, but here.
Thank you, Vexinator, for awarding a star to my number one student.
Real
If
quick,
you had an idea, write it down before you forget.
No. I got it. Listen. So this actually happened. The gold star thing. Um, where I work now, the store was awarded this like comptroller award, like a government, like Maryland government award for local store good business or something. And so the comptroller was like walking around, and after the award ceremony was over, he's walking around the store and everyone's there, and he walked up to this guy and he's like, "How long have you been here?" And he's like, "Oh, I've been here for 2 years working here and blah blah blah." And he has his hand in his pocket the whole time, the comptroller does. And he goes, "Oh," and he pulls out this coin. And he's like, "Here you go. It's like this gold stupid comptroller coin. I don't even know what it is." And he's like, "There you go." He's giving out all these coins to like little kids and stuff. Then he walks up to me, "Hey, how's it going?" And my name's this. I'm Rick. He's like, "How long?" And he's got his hand in his pocket, like he's ready to pull this thing out. "How long you been here?" I was like, "Oh, I just started a couple months ago." And his hand comes out of the pocket and nothing's. He's like, "Oh, well, good to meet you," and walked away. Like, "You son of
That
a
is
bitch."
so cold.
Like he was rummaging for the coin, and then I was like, "I've been here for a couple months." He's like, "Oh, well, good. Keep up the good work," and walked away.
So you never got a gold star.
No. He kept handing it out
Wow.
though.
That is so tacky. Wow.
I was like, "That's nice."
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that
What
an
a
elected
government
position?
official.
Because you should
Oh,
not
I
vote for
believe
him.
so. Well, it's Maryland, and I'm not.
Like, would you like a gold star? Yeah. Well, you should probably go get one.
Work harder.
Yeah.
Someday you'll deserve one.
I thought it was funny as heck.
Well,
Oh my goodness.
okay. Anyways, back to
gracious.
this Bethesda business.
Oh,
So what are they
yeah.
doing, Shalene? What are they doing?
So they have announced a subscription. It is called Fallout First. And it is, of course, a Fallout 76 subscription thing. You can get it monthly for $12.99, or you can get it yearly for, I believe, $99. And let me just click through here so I can tell you what you get. What you get with Fallout First membership is private worlds. And I would like to clarify right now that private worlds is not the same thing as private servers. It's not the same thing. It is a different, unique thing. Play in a private world exclusively for you and up to 7 friends. And this world...
7?
7. Yeah, you can have 8 people in the server at a time, including yourself. And this server is not persistent. It's not there. Like if you start the world,
You lose your stuff when you leave.
yeah, it's just it's a private session. It's a private instance. It is not a private server. It's not the same thing as like our Arc server.
Okay.
You get a scrap box, which is unlimited storage for crafting components in your own new scrap box container. And this is the thing, guys. You know, I've been very intensely against the utility microtransactions in Fallout 76. I want this so much, but it's against my principles, and I've been at war with myself for the last 2 days.
Internal struggle.
Yes.
Don't sell out.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I should just for research purposes. But, the utility microtransactions.
If you get it, I won't play with you out of principle.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, I was gonna say like this.
Well, you weren't going to play with me anyway because you haven't been playing, so.
Well, that's true.
It's like me and Vendor going on a diet, and Shalene's like, "The cookies are so bad. Oh, so
They're gluten-free,
gross.
I swear."
Don't go them over here." Crumbs
Oh my gosh. I love you guys so much. You're the best.
in your hair, crumbs.
That's what it's
Yeah.
actually
rolling in
like
cookies.
when I eat cookies. It's just like Cookie Monster. Just
We're never gonna get this
like
show
I have to
No.
like if I have to take a scarf off if I'm wearing a scarf and I want to have a snack because I'll just be full
Cookies.
of crumbs.
Okay, so what else is going?
You
What
get a
else?
survival
what-
tent, which is a new placeable fast travel point with a stash, a sleeping bag, and more for your basic needs. You get 1,650 atoms every month to use in the atomic shop. You get a Ranger armor, a Fallout New Vegas NCR Ranger armor outfit. It's the iconic New Vegas outfit. And you also get some unique icons and emotes. The emotes are a strange Mothman dance and a version of the robot. And they're actually pretty neat. And I don't know. I feel like the price for what you get is not super crazy. Just the atoms
It's
deal,
not.
if you're somebody who would buy atoms anyway, the atoms is it's not crazy. But
Right.
I'm very strongly against the utility items being put behind a paywall. And I'm
Well,
so
and
torn. I'm
like,
so torn.
how much is 1650 atoms just
Um,
by itself?
that's like $16. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Here,
Something like
but
that.
this is what I was saying. Like you're
It's just
paying for
stupid.
stuff that doesn't cost anything to replicate or exist,
Okay.
and they're implementing the subscription plan before they put any more content into the game.
Okay, before I let you guys go nuts on this, I would like to add a couple more things. I would like to state that I have been talking with Andrew from Fallout Feed and
Yeah.
Pantagruelia from Dames Who Game, a couple of other folks who have had some first-person experience with the private worlds.
Okay. And what do they have to
The
say?
private worlds are apparently much more stable than the public servers.
I would expect so.
Yeah, so
would
that's a
hope
thing.
so.
That's a thing to consider.
Gotta
They
pay
are
for
much
stability,
more stable.
though?
I know, exactly. Yeah,
We already paid for
it's
stability.
a very solid point. We should have stability in the base game, but that is a thing. And what was the other thing I was gonna say? It's gone. It's gone. I had another point that felt important at the time, but it's
Well,
just gone.
is it the fact that like they've said, well, we can't have unlimited junk storage because of stability and servers, and then it's like, well, I can get it if I pay for it, so that's a fun fact.
That's the other thing. This is basically it's really really similar to ESO's subscription model. Really similar to ESO's subscription model. That's been pointed out to us by many listeners who are also ESO players. So it's very similar. So. Okay, go nuts.
Okay, well, ESO, when it came out, it was like, this is what we're doing, and this is the model that we're using, and everyone's like, cool, I get it, I understand it, my expectations have been set. And then with like all of us, we're like, we want a Fallout where we can play with friends. We've always wanted that. And Bethesda's like, we're going to come out with a Fallout that you can play with friends. And we're like, yes, great. And then they put it out. We're like, this isn't really what we asked for. And they're like, we'll fix it. And we're like, all right, we'll stick with you because we love you, Bethesda, and we're cool. All right. And then it's like, all right, we want private servers, though, because we have different factions. There's Brotherhood of Steel faction. There's this faction, that faction. We'd like private servers for our groups, our Discord channels. And Bethesda's like, I hear you, man. I hear you. We're going to put out some private servers. It'll be a good time. We're like, awesome. Great. And then NPCs. And they're like, here's NPCs. Great. Awesome. And then they're like, here's the private servers. Bam. And we're like, that's not a private server. And they're like, well, it's close. It's good. It's like, they just don't give us, they don't set the expectations right. Like, they just don't. And that's the problem. If they, I bet you, if they would have set the expectations right off the bat, there would be less issues. Does that make sense? Because ESO doesn't have the same sort of hate, but they set that expectation.
Yeah, that's
it's just
setting expectations is something that has been a huge problem for the messaging with Fallout 76 from the very beginning. They did not telegraph in the beginning that what we were getting was not Fallout 5. It was not like the Fallout 4 equivalent of Fallout New Vegas. You know, it was not to Fallout 4 as Fallout New Vegas was to Fallout 3. They showed us a trailer that made us feel like we were getting a traditional Fallout experience, and they waited until we were hyped for that before they told us you are getting a different thing, an entirely different experience. And I feel like a lot of people bag on 76 just because it's the stylish thing to do right now. But that is a huge problem that Bethesda has had is the messaging. They knew what we wanted when we were asking for private servers, and they knew that wasn't what they were delivering, and they should have told us, right away. They should have squashed that, just smothered those expectations in their cradle, because what you're getting is a different thing. This is a cool thing. This is why it's cool, but it's not this thing. They
I would like to point
clear.
out that last year in August, Pete Hines said, and I quote, "There's always going to be new content, changes in game balance, whatever it takes. And by the way, it's all free after launch. All our content. There's no season pass and no paid DLCs." End quote.
They've backpedaled on everything that they've said. This game has been out for over a year now. There hasn't been any significant content. The updates actually break the games more than they fix them. No, I'll take that back. They definitely fix them, but they still break a lot of things that they say they're going to fix. And then they put a subscription package on top of it with utility items in there, which they said they weren't going to do anyway. And it's just it's they've lost me. Why am I paying subscriptions for content I have yet to see other than like here's an event. Events are just like little drops of candy in between the big content pieces. Like it just
Mm-hmm. Well, and not only that, I mean, before the game was when the game was being announced, they also promised that we would have a lot of atoms that we would be able to spend. And that's not true.
The prices of things in the Atom Shop have just gone up and up.
They keep
stupid.
going up, and
It's
like the
artificial
only way
inflation.
to get real atoms is through the daily quests, and the dailies are very difficult to do.
They've made them harder and harder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's disappointing, and that's
Um,
really what has driven me away from it. I haven't played it in probably a month and a half now.
Yeah.
I hope
my
that someday I can go back to it, but I don't. It's just very discouraging. Yeah.
my experiences with Fallout 76 with playing with you guys have been very, very fun. But it is turning into a class system, and I don't like games that have class systems. In the sense that like, oh, I have more money than you, kind of deal. Um, the other side of the coin is I was just thinking like a year isn't a very long time to be content dry. Like it really shouldn't be. A base game I think should hold up for like a year on this kind of platform.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of funny to think about Fallout 76. The base game does not hold up content wise for keeping one satiated for even just a year. Like that's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty pathetic. Where we're looking for more content within a year, and it's not even because we're like hungry or whatever. Like we're like, give me content. I don't even think it's that. It's just the content that's there isn't substantial, and also the content that they do give you is either fleeting, like Meat Week is just a week, and then the extra fun little bits that they add in that's new, you have to pay an arm and a leg for.
I'm not sure it's fair to say that the content doesn't hold up for a year when it's been a year and there's content we haven't played.
No, but what I'm saying is like Fallout 3, Fallout 4, like a year in and we're still like, oh, I got to play that game more because there's still more I need to do.
Mhm.
Where Fallout 76, I can leave it. I'm not drawn back into that game because there's stuff I haven't done. The stuff I haven't done is behind this huge barrier, like the badges. Like, man, I got to sink like how many hours for this? And then it's like all the cool content, like the cool like clothes and stuff. Like, man, how much do I
Mhm.
have to spend for this? That's what I mean. It's not that the content isn't there. It's just the content
Yeah.
doesn't pull you into it. And it's only been a year. It's only been a year.
Mm-hmm.
And they still want more money from us for what?
Yeah.
Now this might seem a bit far fetched, but have you guys wondered why we still have Creation Club?
Fallout 4's Creation Club is still
Right.
kind of going.
Yeah.
It's still going. Do you think that mods will come to Fallout 76 through
Absolutely.
Creation Club?
No.
Don't.
Well, it might.
I'm just
mean-
speculating.
Right. The mods for Private World are going to be through Creation Club.
I really do
saying.
think, guys, that it's going to be a decade or more until we see a proper Fallout 5. And
Sure.
I think that Bethesda is trying to squeeze all the life it can out of the Fallout property they have.
And they're going to kill it.
Yeah.
They're killing it.
They're already beating a dead horse. Sad to say it.
I still think the Fallout fans in general, if they put out a good Fallout, like if Fallout 5 is a classic Fallout we all know and love, and they kind of stay away from like the automation DLC things that Fallout 4 did, but like they put out a good Fallout 5, like people will buy it, and then we'll be like, all right, this is what we wanted, and I could see that happening. We're not going to completely abandon the franchise, but it's definitely hurting their brand.
Have you guys seen that episode of The Simpsons where Homer meets his twin brother who's wealthy and owns a car business? And he lets Homer build and design a car for his company.
I think I've
And
seen this one.
upon the revealing, it's this car with like everything that you can possibly imagine a car to have, like a fridge and a rotisserie thing and this dome ceiling, and it's just this terrible ugly thing. I feel like Bethesda has listened so much to the community that Fallout 76 is that car, and it's just like this amalgamation of all these things that people want, and they're trying to like cater to what everybody wants, and they just can't do it because it's
There's no
just
direction.
there's no direction.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they still have to make money. They've already put out this stuff. They have to keep going with it. So now they're just putting out fires, and
Yeah, that's
it
true.
just keeps snowballing.
76 doesn't have an identity.
Speaking of fires, with update 14 and the Fallout First subscription, there were instances of the scrap box deleting people's scrap. The scrap box they paid for with real money, deleting their scrap, and also private servers were not necessarily private. I know we had a person in our Discord, I think it was Sore, who I know I pronounced that
Love it.
very funnily, but Sore.
It's okay.
I believe it was him who had someone else that he did not know pop into his private world. So
Man, they haven't yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
good. Yep.
Well, I'm gonna say that I think that this is awful. But Thinturn, if you're listening, and I hope you are,
Mm-hmm.
I think this direction is bad. I think Vendor, you're absolutely right. Fallout 76 does not have an identity at this point, and I can clearly tell you, there's a good to fair to 99.9% chance I will never ever log back into this game.
Really? Out of
Good to
spite or
No, out of principle, out of what they're
Okay.
doing to it, out of I just don't want to put time into a game that does not value my time as a player of their game.
that's all the games now.
And that's why I
Yeah.
don't play any of them. I've I've been sitting in my room at night just like
Staring at
What
the
do I-
wall.
what do I do? What do I do?
I know I've been waiting for Outer Worlds and Call of Duty just to like have something to do like
Yeah,
game wise.
yeah.
But anyway, no, unless they like kind of hone in to what is going wrong with their modeling, and I don't mind paying for microtransactions. I mind when they artificially inflate it to like Trumpian levels of like gold toilets, you know. It's stupid. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be playing, and it's from our community. If our community is a microscopic look into the community at large, I'd say a fair amount of our community is also writing this game off. There's a lot of people in our
Yeah,
Discord who are
we're
like,
getting
"I'm
a
done."
lot of really interesting commentary.
There's a
in the
tremendous
community.
amount of anger.
I really
surrounding
do
this.
wonder what the NPC will be like. The addition of NPCs. I wonder what that will be like. If that'll save it
I'm gonna see how that works.
a little bit. I am really surprised to see these notes from Joseph Tao in the comments here, because he really loves Fallout. Really, I don't know if you're going to go through them.
Go
but
right
I
ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Vendor.
just thought, just to touch on some of the points that he said, he basically doesn't feel that he can support the game anymore. And yeah, that it's sort of the worst part is that he says that this gives other worse company ideas to do this in their own games, and that it just alienates other people from their games in general. And so and he also kind of mentioned that it looks really bad upon the release of newer IP like Outer Worlds and things like that, which I do agree with, and we've seen a smattering of that throughout social media this week. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have any other comments, Shalene, that you want to add on?
I do. I'm
What
just
he's
making a
saying?
couple of notes so that I don't forget everything that I was going to say. And I've
we should
already
talk about
forgotten the
Fallout
second
first, too.
thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, he
What was the
basically to sum it up, he's saying, that they used to be a really great studio, and he assumes that the game isn't going to be very good at, or sorry, He said now if a game has a BGS or ZeniMax as a publisher, he would assume that the game isn't going to be very good at launch and will likely be broken. But it's already making him angry that they get to rely on selling Skyrim again on the next gen consoles in 2020 and 2021 to make more money off the same game nearly a decade after it launched without fixing most of the bugs and glitches that came with it. So I think it's just echoing the type of business practice, right? And I think we were talking about this before we went live. I was saying how at what point does a company get so big that they have to cross that line where the only thing that matters now is being able to support the people that are in the company, and that means making revenue.
Oh, I would even go as step supporting the investors in the company, not even the people.
True. But Bethesda is not. They don't have. It's not publicly
They're
traded,
public.
is it?
They're private.
No,
They're
but they
private.
could still have private investors outside of the company.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I'm sure part of that is operating under a hedge fund or something. But it's interesting because
I think there's a Trump on the ZeniMax board. I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
Like we need any more explanation as to why everything went wrong.
it's just the thing is like I think that
Yes.
Bethesda has gotten so big that they don't even know what to do now. They're becoming a Walmart of video games.
It's a fictitious story, but the Tower of Babel is a great analog to all these companies.
Mm-hmm.
You build so high, then all of a sudden, just everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
And a couple of people in chat are saying, but like NPCs with the identity, things like that. The new DLC is going to like really bring this game together. It even might. The NPC stuff might be awesome.
It just might be their saving grace.
No, but no, not for me, because again, the way that this company treats me as a person, as a player, as someone who enjoys these games, buy, spend all the money, keep buying. I don't like that. That to me is berating me. It's belittling me, and it's and especially since it's like someone who doesn't have a ton of money, or at least a ton of money that they want to spend on that kind of stuff in video games, like
right.
It hurts. Like, but even beyond that, it cheapens the game franchise, what they're doing. So even if the content is good, their business practices are completely negating that.
We should make a video game development company and just tell everyone like, okay, just so you know, everything we make will probably be garbage. But we're not going to charge you anything for it. So
that's what we've done with podcasting. It's been a successful model.
Yeah.
Honestly,
okay.
I called this 2 years ago, by the way, where I was like, hey, like, was it 2 E3s ago where Microsoft announced that they bought like Ninja Theory and all this stuff? And I said that let's look at Microsoft. Let's look at those guys because they're doing it right. What Obsidian just popped Outer Worlds, and look what they're doing with
But they had that done before Microsoft purchased them.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that like Microsoft's companies, even their minor companies, are doing really good things, and there's like little to no controversy from Microsoft or its minor like developers. Like the Game Pass, it's great. PC, Xbox, you can play wherever. Awesome, cool. Like everyone else is going crazy. EA is going nuts. Blizzard's banning people. Bethesda's doing goofy subscription packages, and Microsoft's just sitting back like, I don't know what you guys are doing, but let's just put out Gears of War 5.
The value of Game Pass is undeniable as well. It's
so
really
good.
Tremendous.
It's so good.
Really tremendous. Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, I did have a couple more things to say about the Fallout stuff, if you guys don't mind.
Go for it.
I don't think it will surprise anyone out there in internet land that I am not as mad as everybody else is. I'm not mad at you, Bethesda. I'm just disappointed.
That's worse. When Shalene pulls that one out, it's worse.
We're just disappointed.
The game is not dead to me, but I'm really, I've had a lot of stress over this conversation surrounding this, it's been awful. It's been an awful time to be a Fallout fan. And you did this to me, Bethesda. You did this to me.
I thought she was gonna say that to us, Bender. I'm like,
yeah.
I feel attacked.
There's like a diatribe going on.
Yes, I'm very disappointed that the conversation around this game has grown so vitriolic and just so acidic and hateful. And I really feel like they're not even trying to improve it. You know, they give us some better messaging, Bethesda. Tell us what to expect. Learn how to set our expectations. That's where these problems are coming from. We expect something, we tell you what we're expecting. You know that's not what you have. You know that's not what you have. We told you we wanted the Super NES. You know that what you bought us was a used NES. You know, just tell us. Let us know.
With a marker painted S on it.
Yes. So set our expectations. But this game, it's not dead to me. I'm not someone who thinks the franchise is over. It's not the end of the world. I've enjoyed my time with Fallout 76 more often than not, and I know there's still fun to be had. I'm still working away at possum badges and stuff, and enjoying that. I'd like to launch a nuke. I wish, Rick, that you would launch a nuke with me before you quit Fallout 76. Just so we can launch.
Have you launched
together.
a nuke?
Me, no.
I'm ready. I'm ready to launch a nuke. Now's the time. I want to launch a nuke. But that's neither here nor there. That's not the conversation we're having. I'm not mad, Bethesda. I'm just disappointed. And the final point that I wanted to make is that I'm seeing a lot of people comparing and contrasting Fallout 76 with the Outer Worlds. And that's something that's obviously it's going to happen. The Outer Worlds is heavily inspired by the Fallout franchise. It's written by the original creators of the Fallout series. It's worked on by Obsidian, a studio that made one of the most fan beloved Fallout games, Fallout New Vegas. But I really feel like the people who are saying that Outer Worlds is eating Fallout 76's lunch are missing the point. These games are not direct competitors to one another. The people who are saying this are the people who never accepted the fact that Fallout 76 is not Fallout 5. Fallout 76 is its own thing, and it has to be its own thing. And
I am one of the people.
They're not direct competitors.
I am one of the people that have openly said that I think that Outer Worlds is going to be way more successful than Fallout 76, and I
That's
stand by
not
that.
what I mean. That's not what I mean.
But the thing is that I come from it from the point of view that this news happens to drop at the same time as Outer Worlds is coming out.
And that's a good point.
And really the linearity of it is just that. That's really all that people have to keep in mind when having that
all I'm saying is that these games are not trying to do the same thing, and it's not
apples
fair
and
to
oranges.
compare them to each other.
Yeah, it's apples and oranges.
But even if they were trying to drop this news to detract away from the Outer Worlds launch, it was a complete backfire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well for them.
Also, a buddy and me were talking. The same buddy I was showing the Yahtzee review of Breakpoint. He's like, "Does Yahtzee do a review of Fallout 76?" And I said, "Oh yeah." And so I rewatched it again. And one thing I noticed, it came out. So the review that Yahtzee does, if you don't know who Yahtzee is, go watch his reviews. They're fantastic. But on December 5th, 2018, he did a review on Fallout 76. And he was ranting on their quick development times and why it's so buggy. And he says, "Never say die, though. You can always shoehorn in a battle royale mode." And June 10th, 2019, they shoehorned in a battle royale mode. And I'm watching it with him, and I'm like, he called that so good. It's almost like he had his finger on the pulse of bad game development. I feel like someone watched that review and went, "Hey guys, I got an idea.
It's a good idea.
Boy,
let's do it." They shoehorned one in.
That's brilliant.
Well, I hope that they do improve things. I don't think we're out of the woods yet, but
no.
I anticipate some sort of rebound.
Absolutely. I think I've said my piece on this. Does anybody else have anything they want to add?
Nah.
Okay.
Just check out the website falloutfirst.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already done enough to lose our explicit tag, so we won't be visiting that website on the show. Vendertron! What's going on in the world of GameStock?
Ah. Well, guys, things are kind of all over the map. Stock prices as of 11:45 a.m. October 25th, reported in US dollars. Sony closed at 58.44, down 40 cents. Microsoft was up $2.81, closing at $1.40.60, or sorry, 140.64. Nintendo closed at 42.20, down $4.64, as was Ubisoft, also down about $4.27. They closed at $10.39 US. Take Two's doing all right. They're sitting at $125.02, up 60 cents since our last at the end of the day when they closed. Activision as well, 55.22. They closed at up $2.62. Likely based on a lot of news that's floating around. EA is down only 4 cents, pretty much stable at 95.80. And I want to add another one to the stack, the stock stack, 10 cent. 10 cent. So 10 cent is trading at $40.53 US right now. Yeah, so I think that we should keep an eye on that given the protests and everything that's going on. I'd be curious to see where this price is going to go. But there was a really interesting article that came out in Investopedia, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. It's written by Matthew Johnston on the 21st, but he asks why the coming super cycle will lift video game stocks. And basically he talks about how stocks like EA, Activision, Take-Two have actually risen quite a bit in the last 5 years, but have also taken a pretty big hit in the last year and lagged for the rest of the quarter. But what does this really mean for investors? So he goes on to say, Sony is going to be launching their new console. So we have that to look forward to, as well as Microsoft is coming out with their next console, codenamed Project Scarlet. So those might be some two stocks that you might want to consider adding to your portfolio for the 2020 holiday season. Basically, video game consoles and video games are like what economists would call complementary goods. So, like coffee and coffee creamer, when the demand goes up, so does the demand for the other. So,
Right.
when you see a purchase in Sony, we also see a purchase in Microsoft consoles as well. But they also tend to cycle. And we've seen that historically as well. So he says, looking ahead, you can see a bigger rise in online streaming and cloud gaming technology to come to the gaming industry. So those are some considerations, but those are more riskier investments because there's a lot of technical hurdles in sort of traversing, cloud computed gaming. And I really think Google is trying to make that happen. So some recommendations coming out of Investopedia on that, and that is GameStop for the week, guys. Shall we jump into the juicy details of our personal lives in gaming?
Yes.
Let's do. Rick, why don't you start?
All right. Well, first, Shalene, I know where you are in Outer Worlds. Vendor, did you finish the first area?
Okay, so can we just have an open conversation about it?
Why don't you start?
Okay, I'll
Because
start.
you might not
So
be farther than us, and I don't.
yeah,
wanna...
you're probably right. So I purchased it on Epic Game Store.
And I would say, for real quick, before we start this, let's try to keep away from spoilers as much as we can for the sake of the people who are listening.
Yeah.
But still, be.
I
You
will
want to go
talk
in
about
completely pure.
I will talk about a little bit about character creator. I will talk a little bit about mechanics,
Sure.
graphics, and the general feel.
Cool.
Yeah. So I bought it on Epic Games Store. I had class this morning from 9 till 12, and it was terrible. So I rushed home to get home. I started installing it. It didn't finish installing till 1:30. So then I got into the game and I played probably a good 3.5 hours of it, um, till about 5 o'clock. And it's really, really good. I really, really like it, you guys. It's really good. Um, yeah, it's good. It's not, I wouldn't say that it's like top of the line in terms of like engine and graphics, but I'm okay with that because it's new and it's refreshing and I enjoy playing it and it's awesome and it's just good. There's so much good around it. Like when I go on social media, everybody's happy, they love it. It's just so good and it's just this little bubble of good in the world that is nice and it makes me happy. So, yeah. But the character creator is fun. What did you guys think of the character creator?
The faces were ridiculously dumb.
Yeah, I think that there's quite a bit of limitations with the character creator.
Oh, yeah.
For instance, you can't really adjust the height of the face.
Mhm.
So I
Right,
don't
the
like
foreheads
that.
are huge.
Yeah.
Well, you can do individual features, so you could raise your
Yes.
brows and then raise your eyes and raise a nose.
Yeah,
Just lift it
that's
all
true,
up
yeah.
individually.
Yeah.
Face
I
image.
so I thought it was only fitting because the Outer Worlds, to make my first character Elon Musk. And so
It's
I
pretty
made Elon
uncanny as
Musk.
well.
It's on social media. You guys can check it out.
I'm gonna retweet it from the We Just Love Games account.
guess I should
It's
look at
really
that.
awesome. And you know how when you go through and you have to like meet people and talk to them and you have to introduce yourself, you're like, "Hi, I'm Elon Musk." And you're like, "This is so great." Yeah, it was pretty rad. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, so the character creator I think needs some work. It's not as flexible as a lot of other games that I've played that are older. Um, so that was a little bit kind of like but it's all right. Like I don't know. Some for character creator for some is really good. The hair is amazing.
The hair is beautiful. There were
Yeah.
still very few curly styles.
Mm.
I
What did
just
you think
want
of the
some
makeup?
curls. There were a couple of good makeup styles. I still think that whoever is putting together these the makeup for the character creator is someone who has never worn makeup and potentially never looked at another person who wears makeup.
So they could probably watch some YouTube videos.
Guys, I know we've got some game developers out there who listen to this show. I know we do. So I would like to volunteer my services, you guys, to consult on the makeup in your character creators. Just I have ideas. I could design this, just a couple of different shades, and then you can just use a color wheel. It'll be fine. It won't be that hard. Just let me help you. Let me help you make your game character creators.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make the makeup look like human beings, guys. Nobody puts lipstick on like in a little line in the middle. Like nobody does that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody puts the blush in circles. Nobody's doing that weird stuff with the eyes. It's please let me help you. Let me help you. I will volunteer my services. Shalene at WeJustLoveGames.com. Send me an
Wow.
email. Let's make this happen.
Anyways, okay. So thank you for that contribution.
She's more fired up about the makeup options. Than
I should have never said makeup. What was I thinking?
It's my second passion.
Yeah.
Although I
it is.
did think it was cool how you could pick like female hair with the male.
I
Yeah.
thought that was fun. I'm like beehive.
The hairstyles were all the same, regardless
like
of
this.
yeah.
I thought that was
I
pretty
like that.
funny. I'm like, does Elon want Goldilocks?
Mhm.
But I just stuck with his, usual coiffed, nice look hair.
They did have some really lovely natural hairstyles, though, for African American styles, African American hair types. I was very impressed with that. That would look really good, really. Good.
You know what? I thought was a little bit weak was the intro to the game.
I agree with that.
It was a little bit short. It felt a little empty. Um,
I liked it was like, here you go, play.
I do like that. I like that it was like, here's a little bit of what happened, but go. And
Yeah, I know
I'm
what you
I'm
mean.
not used to that. Like I'm used to this, okay, back in 2839, this happened and blah 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 blah. And I was like all ready to get into it. And then I was like, oh, it's character creator time.
I
And then
can't
I
wait to
finished
play
my
this.
character and I was like, oh, it's time to play. So
Yeah.
well, okay.
I can't wait to play this brand new game. Sits for an hour watching cutscenes.
Yeah, well, I think that it could have been there could have been a little beefier, just a little
Yeah,
bit beefier. But
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 They
it's awesome.
definitely don't leave you with a sense of purpose.
Yes. Yeah, I got
You
there
know
and I
what
was
your
like,
main
who
quest
am
is, but I
I? What
don't
do I
feel super
do?
driven to do it.
Which I
I
kind
kind
of
of
like actually. And I think that
yeah,
might have
like
been their
purpose.
point.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like you can kind of in the dialogue options you can give the character purpose, but like really he was yanked out of hyperspace, and this crazy guy's like, we need to unfreeze them all, and you're like,
You're like, what? Yeah.
I don't.
Mhm. Mhm.
Go be the chosen one. He's like, but I'm not the chosen.
Yeah. So how did you guys make your characters?
I
Did you make
mine
anyone special? Do you have a Jim Justice, Shalene?
Okay, I have two characters already because of course I do.
Right.
Okay, so Private Division sent me an early copy, and I spent most of Thursday, streaming the game right here on our Twitch channel. The archive is up. I've also posted on YouTube in case anybody wants to check that out. And it was a PS4 copy that they sent me. So, um,
So you had to
yeah.
get it all hooked up to your card and stuff. That
Well,
must
I
have
ended
been
up just
fun.
streaming it with PS4 Remote Play, which was a different kind of adventure because I never did find my capture card. I know I have one in the house. I have a small house. But anyway, I started out with a stupid character because I understood that there would be stupid dialogue choices. I always go for high strength characters because I need to carry all the things. I have to carry
Right.
everything. I need multiples of everything. I have to have it
Mhm.
all. And so I go for high strength for that, and I went for stupidity so that I could have the dumb dialogue options, and that's been just delightful. It's been really really nice. The dumb dialogue options are zany and goofy, and characters react to you differently. You know, that's one character in particular. I used a dumb dialogue option, and he was like, "Oh, bless your heart." He was like, "Oh, you really could use an adult in the party, couldn't you?"
Oh man. Well, I gotta say, so I made my character Elon. So he had to be intelligent, had to have science and engineering and all that stuff. Um, and the dialogue options are just spot on. They are just perfect. They're very some of them are very like condescending and like,
Mm-hmm.
derogatory. Like, really? That's like, come on, are you serious?
I
Like,
feel like that's the very Elon way to.
oh, it's so good. They're so good. So I think that they really got the dialogue quite
Yeah.
dialed in. Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to see what the game looked like on PC, because my PS4 it's a day one PS4. You know, it sounds like a
Mhm.
jet engine when it boots. It's like it struggles. It struggles to run this game, and my PC of course is much better. And I wanted to see what it looked like, so I booted it up on Xbox Game Pass, and it's gorgeous, by the way, really lovely. And
Very
on
much so.
there, I built a character who has high intelligence and probably will focus on guns, maybe long guns, long range,
Long ones.
long ones.
Uh, well, I like how we all three made different characters.
So
I
what
have
did you
been
make?
wanting, huh?
What did you make, Rick?
I have been wanting, as you guys may or may not have known. I may have never mentioned it before, but I really, really wanted my space western,
Yeah.
and I believe they've
Really?
given me my space western. So I'm like, all right, this character, his name's gonna be Rick because I'm not gonna be that weird, but it's gonna be my Malcolm Reynolds character. It has to be.
Okay.
So he's kind of a young-looking captain, and I don't wear armor. I'm wearing like just clothing that looks like something Captain Reynolds would wear, right? And I've been focusing on guns, specifically handguns, dialogue, and leadership. Because if you watch Firefly, he's really good at like he's kind of charming talking wise. He's a good leader and he's a good shooter, but he doesn't use a lot of guns all the time. So the handguns would be fun to use. I do find that most situations require a fully automatic, but I
Yeah.
digress. So that's basically it. He's not strong in the engineering, so companion help I think is going to be key for my gameplay. And he's not going to be like a heavy gunner kind of thing, nor is he strong.
Mhm.
So that's the kind of character that I played. So he's kind of swashbuckly. He's against like authority because he's an outlaw kind of So that's making some of the. But yeah, that's how I started him out. Yeah.
The gun mechanics are so good. They're really good. Do you find that they're like I hit a guy in the shoulder and he just kind of like his
Yes.
shoulder like flew back. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah. The slow down time mechanic is really cool too. With like, all right, do I want to cripple, maim, knockback, knockback?
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet. Because I've always been kind of like too caught up in the moment and I always forget to use it, but
It's fun.
I've
yeah,
been
I'm gonna have
using
to get
lots
that.
of VATs because I'm bad at video games.
It's not VATS. It's like TDD.
Tactical
VATS.
time
Time-
delay.
I'm just gonna call everything what it
tactical time
is.
dilation.
It's VATS. You have stim packs. I don't care that they're
I
delivered
love-
through a jet inhaler.
I love the jet inhaler. I thought
Oh, yeah.
first time I used that, I'm like, oh, Shalene's gotta love this. Like she's just
I did love it. I really
oh,
did.
it's so good. Yeah, yeah.
My biggest like gripe is the foodstuffs. Like,
Yeah,
there's no point to them, really.
Yeah, I haven't used any.
I haven't got into
But
it
they
yet.
have a supernova difficulty. I don't know if you guys read the menus
That's
much.
true.
But the
Yeah.
supernova difficulty requires you to eat and drink.
Yeah, I'm just playing on normal right now because that's what they recommended. But I'm definitely gonna up the stakes a little bit later on. I
yeah.
think. But
So,
I have a
maybe that's what-
companion already. Do you guys have a companion?
I have
Yes. Two.
Parvati.
two. Mhm.
I kind of feel like that's a play on Pavarotti, but I'm not sure how or why.
It's
Parvati's
Kylie
a
from
name.
Firefly, though.
It's
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But it's Kylie from Firefly, clearly.
You're right. it
Yeah,
is,
are you
yeah.
guys picking up on like any sort of like references?
Oh,
yeah.
and the other guy's
Yeah.
book.
Yes. Dude, did you notice that the kitchen in the ship looks just like the one
Yes,
on the
I did
Serenity?
notice that.
And the cargo bay looks like the Serenity?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I never watched, so I don't know.
Oh, it's so good. My favorite reference though was like when you go into the one vendor, there's literally this is how the situation played out. I'm looking at the weapons in the vendor, and there's this like named hammer, and it said Maxwell, and I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's Maxwell's silver hammer. And then I hovered over it, and the flavor text said, "Bet you," it said, "I bet you think this hammer should be silver," and I'm like, ah, nice.
Yeah,
I didn't get that. Yeah, I didn't pick up on that.
Beatles.
the
Yeah.
the terminals, like the dialogue, are just as fun and witty. One of the
navigation in
things that I
terminals is
really
amazing.
like, sorry?
The navigation in the terminals is on point.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, I do also like that they have that you can just choose 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 for dialogue options.
Yeah.
Without having to scroll through or anything. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
What was I going to say? Oh, there is a darkness about this game that I really sort of just enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Like I met that the one lead sort of who I think is a villain, but I haven't really taken care of him yet. And he's just this very eerie character. And I just got chills. Like I'm like, something is wrong with this person. Like I don't trust him. I don't feel good about this. Like he does not appear to be what he is.
This game is
and-
fantastic about creating quandaries and gray areas.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it does.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah. So I love the darkness about it. Oddly enough.
There's a big choice, and me and Shalene chose two different ways to do it.
Unsurprisingly, I knew you were going to make the other choice. I knew it.
I'm curious to see if there's any other ways to go about this that like more intelligent people would do.
Maybe Vendor will find that one.
Maybe Vendor will be like, "Well, I did this third thing," and you're like, "Oh, yeah." I
We'll
guess I
have
didn't
to
think
talk
that."
about it after.
I
Yeah.
really wondered if
you
I
can
could
put
have
out
just
some
gotten on the
mines
ship
and-
and left without making that big decision.
You couldn't.
I had the thing in my hand.
Really? Huh.
Well,
We'll have to talk about that later.
I think I could have pieced out.
We'll have to talk
I
about
do
that
like
later.
that there's. I do like that I'm starting to see factions now.
Mhm.
I like all the different factions and things.
Faction
don't know how-
clothing is a thing as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Marat.
yeah. I walked into town with the bad guy armor on, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I should probably buy clothes."
Did you guys find power armor?
What?
There's
What?
power armor, and I have it. And
What?
I have to say, it's not clunky and it's not annoying like the other
Power
power
armor?
armors that we know. But I have power armor, and it's glorious.
Wow.
hmm It's not the same kind of power armor that you're thinking. Like, it's not like you're in a suit with this overlay screen. It's just, it says that it's power armor and it looks beefier and it's awesome.
Yeah, there are different kinds of armor classes. Like I think there's light, medium, and heavy,
Mhm.
or something.
Yeah, there's tons of different armor. There's
but
tons
I
of
haven't
different
found
guns.
that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've
I
just been using my
found
revolver.
yeah. And like when I left the first sort of beginning area, I didn't follow the path into Edgewater.
Mhm.
I like went around up the hills, over the cliffs, into the water, down by the ocean. Like I just went everywhere. And I encourage everyone else to do the same. If
Yeah,
you
oh, yeah.
haven't started playing yet, really sort of traverse the land. Don't just stick to the path because there's lots of things to find, lots of people to interact with, and so lots of little presents and stuff to open. So,
Did you accidentally like stumble into any of the primals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
They're real mean.
I was like, "What's this rock?"
They hit real
Ah!
Oh, really? Nope, haven't discovered that yet.
Run
Okay.
away!
Yeah, I did go into like the museum thing, and
Mhm.
it was like, this is this creature, this is this creature, and then there was like these closed curtains.
Yeah,
And
apparently
I was
that's
like,
somewhere.
this used to be here, and I was like, hopefully it's not behind me.
Yeah. It's definitely in the game. Like one of the cards for the loading screen showed it. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the UI. It's a little bit clunky. But you know what I discovered? If you push down the scroll wheel on your mouse, it opens up a quick wheel for your weapon.
Yes.
Nice.
So
I
just so
use
you
the number
know.
pads. I just
Yeah,
use the numbers.
the number pads are easier, but I discovered that because I was trying to find third person view so I could look at my fabulous
Yeah,
clothes.
there
third
is no
person-
third person
It's only
view.
an inventory. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is disappointing. I
disappointed.
put a
by
lot
that.
You
of
know what's
time
so
in creating
funny?
my characters.
But you know what? If you leave your character static for a while, it'll go into that third person.
Oh, really?
And it'll just kind of revolve
that's
around.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
So we can take
Somebody-
screenshots.
yeah.
I was talking to somebody about this game, and they're like, "If it has the third person mode, I'll buy it because I spend so much time like kitting my character out. I just want to like pop into
Mhm.
third person and go, yeah, it looks great, and then
Yeah.
pop back in first."
One of the criticisms I think that they're going to get is photo mode.
It needs a
And-
photo mode.
Photo mode in third person. And yeah,
Yeah,
people
I
are
could
going to want
see-
that.
Photo mode
that's
needs to
the
be standard from
worst.
now on.
If that's the worst criticism your game gets, like there's no photo mode, it's like, oh well,
Oh, we'll just
we
enable
nailed
it.
that, guys. That's an update, you know.
Yeah.
I haven't had any sort of like glitchiness. There hasn't been.
I had a
The-
glitch. I had a
I
glitch.
saw the bed. The bed. Yeah. You know, it still has that wonderful like goofy character thing where you talk to someone up on stairs. You're like,
Hmm
yeah.
Yeah, it does that focus in on the speaker
yeah.
thing.
which I like.
I like
and
that because
okay
it
with
feels
it.
like what I know and what I love.
It does
so,
feel very dated to me. It feels very dated.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I'm still
yeah.
fine with it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like it feels like
There are
not.
many ways that the game feels a bit dated. But
Yeah. But they've nailed the mechanics, the gun mechanics, the running, the reloading is just
Yeah.
wonderful. I love the energy weapons. Have you used the grenade launchers, the plasma
No, I just
The
picked
grenade
rifles?
launcher's
pistols.
nice.
I
They're
have my
wonderful.
pistol's plasma, so it like melts things.
I got this like Remington with like this steampunk scope on it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I
Oh,
have that
it's
too.
awesome.
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing that somebody nailed, I saw on Twitter, and I think it might have been IGN, but they're like, there's nothing new or innovative about the Outer Worlds, but exactly what it is, it's a warm blanket.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what all of us have been wanting. Like we just wanted something that wasn't crazy or new. We just wanted a new story and a new world with some new things, but we wanted it to be familiar enough that like it didn't, you know, break or be glitchy or anything like that. And Outer Worlds is just that, chicken pot pie we needed.
Something that
Mhm.
I found really really funny about the commentary around this game is, you remember when Fallout 4 came out and all the critics kind of panned it for being too similar to Fallout 3, when really it was not all that similar, in my opinion. As
No,
someone
it
who
was
put a lot of
very-
time
It
into
wasn't.
both games, it was not very similar at all. And now we have the Outer Worlds, which is this game that feels actually very similar to the old Fallout games. It actually
and
is
nobody's
very
complaining.
similar. And everybody's like, "This is fantastic! It's the best! Thank you, Obsidian!" And I just find that hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay
Yeah,
with
me too.
scrolling through Twitter and seeing all the great things. We need something happy.
I was gonna say it's crazy to see a game be this accepted this much.
Yeah.
Like it is nuts to see it's getting
Yeah.
good reviews.
It's
I
been
am
a long
genuinely
time.
excited. I'm genuinely excited for this game to get reviewed by Yahtzee because he's really good at like disintegrating games to like what's wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be really curious to see what he picks out that is wrong with it because I'm sure there's stuff that we're missing. But yeah, I am really excited to play this weekend. I told my wife I was like I am shirking all of my parental and adult responsibilities this weekend to just do nothing but play Outer Worlds and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we've had a solid Western RPG, and
Oh, I know.
this really, it scratches the itch.
Yeah. It's nice. I just trying to think of any last things that might have come to my mind. The map looks very expansive. I don't know how big it is because I can only see. I really have to look at the actual map itself, but yeah.
So that's just one area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I can't wait to dig more into it, see what happens.
Do we know if you can leave the planet?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave the planet.
You can.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I think it's going to end up being more like Ven, did you ever play? You've played Mass Effect, right?
Mm-mm.
Never
With
mind.
Shalene a little bit, but
Okay, never mind.
Oh yeah, the green-haired guy, clone
Mhm.
shoes.
clone shoes. Mhm.
The other day, one of those screenshots popped up on my wallpaper rotation, and I just burst out laughing. It was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to be able to talk about something like
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
That was delightful. There are a lot of Mass Effect inspirations happening in Outer Worlds as well. I also see some influences, definitely aesthetically and tonally, from the Bioshock series.
Oh yeah.
And also gameplay wise, I see some influences from Dishonored. You know, there are definitely some stealth elements that are very reminiscent of the Dishonored series.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
I like
the. Go ahead, Rick.
No, I was gonna say I like how they're like, hey, that worked in this game, that worked in that game, and that worked in that game. What if we took all the things that worked and left the stuff out that didn't and made
I
a
was
game?
literally thinking that while I was playing it today. I'm like, I feel like they watched everybody crash and burn, and then they picked all of the good things that all the companies did, and they just put it
Vultures.
all in this concentrated game that's just wonderful.
So
and it also has all the things that everyone loves about Obsidian games as well.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
with
oh yeah.
There is one thing that I really enjoyed. The codex. Have you guys checked out the codex?
Not
So
entirely.
so in the UI, there's a codex, and it basically keeps track of all of the things that you interact with. So if you read a magazine or a flyer or terminal, or you can re-access that information in the codex.
Nice.
And then there's also information on, like, they've done a really good job in writing up the game itself. Like, so if you want to look at specific items or something like that, it's very detailed information.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's really nice because I like to get into those details. It also makes it really nice to write a show around. So
It helps. It
Um,
helps. Helps world building, and that's good.
yeah.
Now,
I
Arshin
wonder
in chat
what,
brings up a good point. He said it also has a bit of a Borderlands feeling as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
And I
Mhm.
find that especially in the containers. I feel like the containers look like something out of Borderlands.
Yeah.
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 And Rick, you replied to him that it highlights dead guys. It does?
Yeah. When you kill someone, they highlight blue.
I couldn't find any of the dead guys.
I
had
have a hard
finding
time.
dead
I have a hard
guys.
time finding dead. The grass is tall, you guys.
Yeah, but that's why they highlight them blue. If you crouch in the grass disappears. So.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I was like, "Does this mean that I'm more stealthy?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it means you're in the.
Arshin says he's spent hours of his life searching for dead enemies. We're not talking about your real life here, Arshin. We're talking about video games.
Yeah.
Find out where that dead guy fell. I'm tired of being on dead guy duty. Time for me to get a better duty.
Yeah, that was interesting. I was
So,
like,
yeah.
do I take this job? Do I?
Oh, yes. Just wait, my friend.
What?
Just wait.
At the beginning,
Yes.
when you get to Edgewater,
the
and
first
the guy's
side
like,
quest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Awesome.
But
So
I
good.
have to say, this game, you guys, is an epidemiologist's dream. Because it's like you get in and everybody's like, and you're like, better run some tests. It's glorious.
Turn your head, cough.
Yeah. Well, no, not like that. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I'm really excited also to get access to the soundtrack. Soundtrack sounds really good. So I was trying to find it on Spotify, wondering if they had released it or not, but I didn't see anything yet. So
And there are so many familiar voice actors. The voice acting is very good.
I wonder who is the composer for the soundtrack.
I don't know.
Do we know?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that pretty much cover our gameplay?
Yeah. Unless you have more.
No, I really don't. That's the thing that I most wanted to talk about. So
Yeah, me too. That's all I played.
we did have one listener email that we had. Do you guys want to read that, or do you want to save it? We're pushing 2 hours.
Yeah.
I think let's save it.
Let's save it for
It's-
next
It's
time.
a lengthy one. It's
It is a lengthy one. It's very quality, but it is lengthy indeed. So we'll save that for next time. And because we did wax quite a bit about the Outer Worlds and
waned on Fallout 7.
wait.
Moon jokes.
And
Moon jokes.
speaking of Fallout, join us next week for that Fallout Show podcast right here on this very Twitch channel.
I will say too, as an announcement, that tomorrow I will be streaming some Call of Duty at some point.
I'm excited for that. Yes. So definitely follow twitch.tv/We Just Love Games so you don't miss Rick's Call of Duty stream. You can email us at info@wejustlovegames.com. We'll probably read it. We might just postpone it to the next episode. Who knows? Follow us on Twitter at We Just Love Games, Shalene L, SHALINEL, Rick McVick, and Vendortron N. That's Vendortron N with an O. And also Facebook. We're on facebook.com/We Just Love Games, facebook.com/groups/We Just Love Games. Join us on the Discord server. That is a very busy and happening place to be. If you can find the link on our Twitch page, or alternately just send us a message and we will send you a link on any other social media platform. We record the show live at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/We Just Love Games. We would love it if you would give us a follow there. Find us on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio. We're everywhere. This podcast is everywhere. You can get anywhere. Please like, subscribe, and review, and that helps the show grow. Thank you so much for listening. Vendortron, do you have a last word?
It's all just a bunch of hocus pocus.